Hello again. In this lecture, you are going to learn how to take your resume and cover letter writing to the next level using ChatGPT. And at the end, I will also show you a trick that you can use to significantly improve your chances of getting that job that you're trying to apply for. So I know you're excited. I am too. This is an important lecture. This can dictate our work future. So let's jump in. There are two things you're going to need in order to do this lecture. Number one is your CV. Now, we called it a CV generally in Europe, but in the US, you call this a resume. They're pretty much the same thing. It is just a document that involves your education, your skills, your experience, the places you have worked at, what you did at those previous work positions, the languages you speak, your name, your contact. All of those things should be in a CV or a resume, and you should have one of those by now if you've ever applied for a job before. And if you don't have a CV or resume, don't worry about it. I'll show you how to get started with one at the end of this lecture. The second thing you're going to need is the actual job description of the job that you're trying to apply for. So here I am at Indeed, and in this example, I'm going to pretend that my CV is based on me and that I have been educating myself into a software engineer, and I am trying to apply for a software engineer job. And in here, we can see that this is going to pay $40 an hour, not too shabby. We get the job description, the role, what I will be doing, requirements, and what is expected of me. So all of the important job description is in here. So in order to apply for a job, we need to send in two things. Number one is going to be our CV or resume, and number two is going to be a cover letter. So we need to write a proper cover letter. So what is a cover letter and how is it different from a CV? Well, a cover letter is basically where you argue why you are qualified for that job position and why they should be giving you that job. And this is something that ChatGPT can do for us in an expert manner. So in order to write the best possible cover letter to increase our chances of getting that job, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to write, I'm applying as a software engineer and I need you to write a cover letter for me. This is my CV, and then I'm going to do double colon and I'm going to hold shift, enter, grab my CV that's here. All of this information that is me, I'm going to copy it, head back and paste it in. I'm going to hold shift, click on enter so there's some space, and then I'm going to write, this is the job description with the job that I'm applying for. Jump down 2 spaces again. I'm going to go in and grab this entire job description, scroll down, just like this, copy it, paste it in, and then hit enter. And then I'm going to have the cover letter written for me. And now, as always, the first thing you want to do is read through it, make sure that this is all true because ChatGPT will fill in the blanks and lie and make things up. So make sure that all of this is true and makes sense. And then you have to decide, is this good? Does this sound like you and represent you? If not, you add in more context and you make changes. So for example, use a friendlier tone of voice, show more excitement while still keeping it professional. Let's send it away. And there we go. And now we have a very different cover letter. If you pause this lecture as I scroll through, you can read what it says and compare it to what it said before. This tone of voice fits me much better. There are still things I'm going to want to change, but 90% of the work has been done for me, which is heavenly. So now that you have your CV and your cover letter, you are ready to apply for your job. However, there is one thing you can do to severely increase your chances of sticking out from all of the other applicants and improve your rate of actually getting that job. And that is by improving the visibility of your CV or resume. So while this CV or resume is very effective, it is boring. Now, if you as a hiring manager is getting all of these pieces of paper to read through with a bunch of text, you are not going to stick out. However, if you want to stick out, I strongly recommend that you go to canva.com, sign up, it's completely free. And then in here where it says search, just click there and write in CV. Hit enter, and you are going to get a bunch of different free templates, and they are so quick to start customizing. So let's grab this one, for example. I'm just gonna click on it, customize this template, and now I can start playing with it. Now, one of the first things is suddenly you get this piece of paper with color, and most importantly, an image of yourself. If all of the other applicants are just going to be white pieces of paper with text, and suddenly in that pile, there is a colored paper with an image of you on it, that is severely severely gonna help you stand out and increase the chances of the hiring manager reading your resume. So all I need to do here is I'll just click on it and I'll write in my name, Robin Nordin. Down here it's software engineer. I'm going to click on the image, hit delete, click on uploads. I'm going to grab an image of me. If you don't have any uploaded already, just click on upload files and upload an image of you. It doesn't have to be a transparent background. Actually, in this case, it would be better if it wasn't, but here's an image of me with a transparent background anyway. So I'm going to add that in there. And then here we have work experience. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of this nice information, copy it, double click on this, remove all of it, paste this one in. I'm going to make some space here. I'm going to bold it just because I think that looks a bit nicer, like this. I'm gonna make some more space in between. I'm going to move this icon up a little bit so that they are decently even. Looking down, we have relevant skills. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Grab all the skills in here, copy it, delete all of this, paste it in, make it a little longer, like this. I'm gonna make it bold by selecting all, Command B, and there we go. Now, if you take a look at this CV and then you take a look at this CV, they are night and day, even though when filled out properly, they contain the same information. But I promise you, making sure that your CV or resume looks like this will severely increase your chances of getting that job that you're applying for. So make sure that you send in a CV or resume looking like this, along with your ChatGPT generated cover letter looking like this. And you will be well on your way of landing that job. And if you don't have a CV at all, then scroll through the different templates in here. For example, you could grab this one and then take a look at the different sections in here. You are going to see that there's one that says work experience, education history, volunteer work and affiliations if you have done any of those, resource pages filled with guides on how to write your CV. So if you've never had a CV before, any one of these templates will guide you on how to create one from scratch, starting at the very top, to be honest, making it look great from the beginning. So this is how you take your resume and cover letter writing to the next level using ChatGPT. Let's move on. Good luck with your job searches, and I'll see you in the next lecture.